It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me, former NBA players Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And the award-winning David Aldridge is on our sideline. Hey, Dave.
Well, thank you very much. Now, the NBA has accepted that this is an era of player movement. Commissioner Adam Silver says the data shows that superstars moving isn't necessarily a bad thing because it allows situations to change. Teams that may not be in a competitive position hope that they can sign one of those players. And as we know, Kevin, hope springs eternal.
It always does. It keeps the fans involved and looking for more. David, thanks. And the Clippers starting five. And small and power forwards, Leonard and Batum. All out there with Paul George. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Spurs, Josh Richardson out there with Jones. Then there's Pirtle. Then it's Gorgie Dance. And it's Johnson in at the three, the small forward. Richard, one of the greatest coaches in the history of pro basketball, a guy you played for, Greg Popovich, on March 11th, 2022, broke the all-time winningest mark for a head coach in the NBA.
And what's so special is all of those victories are coming with the Spurs. And look, I had an opportunity to apologize to Pop, because if it wasn't for me, he probably would have gotten here sooner.
I think he would say that's completely not true. But he had to be one of the great coaches you played for.
It was. My career got extended because of the things that I learned in San Antonio. If I wouldn't have had that experience with him and their coaching staff, I would never have played as long as I did.
Jones finds Johnson. Knocked loose. Outside, Wall. Pass to George. Now Zubac. And the pass to Leonard. And the rejection by Jan. Jones with it. George picks him up. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
Ooh, we're getting a chance to see Johnson's athleticism. This man can really get up and throw it down.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Outside, George. Leonard against Johnson. Leonard looking around. From deep, Wall. The shot misses. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Yeah, and that one, they caused a lot of misfires with their intensity on the defensive end.
They were hustling to get in front of every play they could, always getting a hand in the shooter's face.
Here's George after the made shot from Keldon Johnson. Here's Zubac. Batum trying to break loose. Zubac no good.
Just haven't found their offensive footing yet, only managing to sink one of their first 5 shots.
Outside, Jones, and it's Pirtle at the elbow. That one falls.
And if you're going to foul Pirtle, you have to make sure you really whack him. He's remarkable about finishing through the contact. And you look at Jakob Pirtle, great touch and presence inside the paint. Can get you with a move or just power his way to the hoop.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Greg Pirtle has so many options to score inside.
And that's why he's such an efficient scorer, Kevin. Very composed at the rim. Doesn't need a lot of time to get his shot off inside.
Now here's Wall. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Rockets in Houston. Los Angeles with another miss. Spurs have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Jones, no luck. Clippers trail by 5. Looking to end the run, and Wall gets it to go in on the assist by Leonard. Wall's got 5 now.
And how about that find by Leonard to a wide open shooter? He's only getting better at seeing those gaps.
Now here's Jones. Passes it to Johnson. And Jones has it in the corner. Got 3 off the mark. For Los Angeles, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them.
And that high release point on Leonard's shot makes that mid-range jumper tough to contest.
Here's Jones. Pass to Pirtle. Got a piece of it. The dish to Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And a missed layup. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game. Great adjustments on the offensive end.
Coaches love that kind of showing offensively, especially on the road.
Here's Jones. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Here's George following the bucket by the Spurs. Leonard, the pass to George. That falls. Nice feed that time from Leonard.
And I love the floor spacing George gives you. His range seems to extend a little every year.
Richardson outside. And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
Jones against Wall. To the inside. Stolen by Zubac.
That is how you deny entry. Great effort.
Richardson against George. Kicks it to Wall. Pass to George. Just 5 on the clock. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And it's Leonard missing. San Antonio trailing here. Here's Richardson. That one doesn't drop. Excellent D there from George. And the foul on Josh Richardson. That's his first foul. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. George looking over the floor. Back to Wall. All sorts of time. And the shot is long. The Spurs have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. The pass to Jang. Down low. Here's Jones. Wall with a block.
A stellar all-around defender. Wall enjoys rising up and denying shooters.
The Clippers shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Wall passes to Batum. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line. You know, almost every team has some kind of roster turnover in the offseason, so, Greg, this time of year can be about getting familiar with your new teammates.
There's always a feeling out process this early in the schedule. It's about finding your team's identity, figuring out how all the pieces are going to fit.
A free throw drops for Batum.
And since 1999, the Clippers and Lakers have shared their downtown LA arena, the only NBA teams to split a venue, but that's going to change soon.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. The Clippers broke ground on their new arena, set to open in Inglewood in 2024. I've seen the footprint. You fly right into LAX, and you see it every time. It's going to be beautiful.
And that'll be huge for the Clips. They're trying to create their own identity in Southern California. Having a venue just for the Clippers will help.
Now, here's Richardson. He's coming off a 22-point game against Toronto.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense. Clearly a foul.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. For the Clippers organization, GA, what do you think the goal is?
Well, it's clear to me, Kevin, get to the NBA Finals. The Clippers have never made it there, and I think a trip to the Finals is within reach of this group. They just need to stay healthy.
Vassell, he's checked in for Jones. And he's good on the second.
And after a 2-decade-plus playoff streak, the Spurs have been in the lottery the last 3 seasons, and they're focused more on youth and development.
Now here's Wall. 5 points in the game. Passes it to Batum. Outside Leonard. Pass to Wall. Shoots over Vassell. Wall, no luck. Richard, the Spurs with one of the youngest rosters in the league. Some quality young talent that they're very excited about.
And also acquiring draft capital. And they have a history of finding some great players outside the lottery like Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili.
You're right. They've always done it.
Yeah, you got to. When you're a small market, got to invest in development.
And it's the Clippers with the ball. After the basket by San Antonio, Leonard dishes to George. And the wide-open shot from Morris drains it from beyond the arc.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Vassell. Here's Pirtle. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Pirtle's got his second basket of the night.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Outside, Wall. Outside, George. Batum inside. He's against Chang. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Wall, that's a two-pointer. A rebound by Johnson.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Richardson kicks to Johnson. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Nobody near Leonard. No good with the triple. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now Vassell, 14 points from him the last game against Toronto.
And you got to give credit to the D for never giving up on the play and doing just enough to bother him at the rim.
And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And the defense dodged one right there. Not the guy you want to leave open.
Johnson with the putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Pirtle's got it all tied up now for the Spurs.
And Pirtle is always a threat to come away with offensive rebounds thanks to his amazing timing, especially when the D fails to box him out.
See, what a rough quarter for him. Nothing seemingly going his way.
Vassell, the pass to Richardson. Shot left block. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Both teams deciding to change it up. And Morris has got the ball here for Los Angeles. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And after not playing for a season, John Wall back in action, bought out by the Rockets, and he signs with the Clippers. If he can get back to where he was, that's a huge win for the Clippers. Could serve as a deadly third option for LA.
Now here's Wall. Tight defense on him. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got 7 rebounds in the game.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
The Clippers trail. Pass to Powell. Here's Wall. He's got 5. The pass to Mann. Can they get it? And that one is off. The Spurs shooting at around 44% in the early goings here. Here's Primo. Out left to the wing. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Greg, Devin Vassell came in as a 3-and-D type player, but he's grown beyond that.
He has added secondary ways to contribute on offense. Still not a great shot creator, but can finish plays in a variety of ways to help his team.
Shoot 2.
And that one falls for Vassell. Zach Collins checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Vassell hits them both. It ended in the bubble, but how about the Spurs playoff streak? 22 consecutive seasons, Greg, coming to an end.
Kevin, making it every year from 1998 to 2019, winning 5 titles over that span, and having the same head coach certainly helped that streak. So did having, a couple Hall of Famers.
It's stolen by Morris. Here's Powell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Now the Clippers trading last season for Norman Powell. And as they say, Greg, the rich get richer.
Yeah, an excellent two-way player. Their wing depth becoming the envy of the league. And he's just coming into his prime. So he fits the timeline of their star.
The free throw drops for Powell. And so Powell nails both of them. 1:44 left in the first quarter. Vassell with it. Right side, Collins. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Vassell. Yep, it counts. Vassell's got 6.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Pass to Mann. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. And here's Morris for 3. No good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Now here's Vassell. Guarded by Powell. The feed to Collins. It's stolen by Morris. To the left side wing. Here's Mann. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And just taking pride in being their leader. These passes show Wall wants to make his teammates better.
Collins kicks to Vassell. We've got 28 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Now here's McDermott. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Right side, Wall. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Inside, outside, it doesn't matter. Like how Wall attacks and looks to score when the opportunity presents itself.
Here's Primo. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Yeah, just a simple one-hand flush.
I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike. Jakob Poeltl, he's feeling it tonight, and he's been the driving force for the Spurs. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. We come back right after this. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Spurs. Setting the floor for the Clippers. The guard and off guard, filled by Jackson and Powell. George and Zubats inside at the 4 and the 5. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. Now, here's Collins. Shot clock at 6. Vassell, no good. And it's Vassell with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. Trailing by 2. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. Powell finds George. Three-pointer. Another shot, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubats. Gorgie Dangs checked in for the Spurs. Here's San Antonio now. Pass to Roby. And it's Paul George with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second, and I think they'll keep him in, but he's got to be careful. A third, and he'll sit for the rest of the half.
Deflected by George.
Few players have a bigger impact defensively than Paul George. A fixture on the all-defensive team. PG, a nightmare for opponents.
And the Spurs making a change here. Richardson's checked in, and Los Angeles making a change here as well. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Powell. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Outside Leonard. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to go on Keldon Johnson.
And punishing move there on the interior. Usually Leonard's going to get the bucket, draw the foul, or both.
And the first one at the line is good. And with the 15th pick in the 2011 draft, Kawhi Leonard wasn't highly touted coming out of high school or college.
Listen, even in the pros, recognition took a while. How about this? He won Finals MVP and Defensive Player of the Year before he ever made an All-Star team. Now, one of the 75 greatest.
Leonard hits them both. One thing you hear about officiating is you're able to get away with much more in the paint, Richard, than you are on the perimeter. So what's the solution? Call it closer in the paint and looser on the outside? Where should we go?
I think you just need to let them play everywhere, to tell you the truth. Because I like it when games become a little bit more physical. Because you get to see who's in the best condition. You get to see who are the stronger players. And then up top, you got to be smart. Because the smart will take from the strong.
A superstar who really kind of keeps to himself. Leonard truly leads by example, and it's produced titles.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. The Spurs have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Richardson outside. Back to Jones. On the wing, Johnson. Shot clock at 5. Outside, Jones for the 3. It's hauled in by George.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Leonard, that's for 2. Los Angeles with another miss.
If he gets that look again, he should take it. You can't let one miss scare you off of a very good shot.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
The Spurs shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
Shoot 2.
And he makes the first. Pirtle is checked in for Roby. And so Jones nails both of them. And it's the Clippers with the ball. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Pass to Batum. Leonard with the ball. Good. Leonard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And finally, someone scores.
It's a slugfest. Maybe not the prettiest game we've seen, but sometimes the best wins are the ugly ones.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
And we see it so often. One little tweak to the game plan and everything falls into place for a team.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Jones looking for an opening. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Now the pass to Batum. George with the ball. And it's Richardson picking him up. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, in spite of the critics and the injuries, Paul George continues to produce one of the league's truly elite players.
That one is off. And you mentioned the injuries for Paul George. Let's see, GA, the broken leg, shoulder surgeries, last season a torn elbow ligament.
And I'm sure there are a few others, Kevin, but give him credit. To battle through and maintain his greatness tells you something about his competitive will.
And the second free throw, good. San Antonio with the ball. Tipped away. Jones, the pass to Johnson. Leonard with the ball. Jones covering. Here's Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
Passes it to Pirtle. Chang against Batum. Jones in the post. Kicks it out to Richardson. Stolen by George. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by George. Leonard's got the lead up to 6 now for the Clippers. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Clippers. And that outstanding drive and finish brought to you by Mobile One.
It's all about the ability to get 2 feet in the paint, whether it's creating for a teammate or for yourself.
Here's Jones. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. You spent 2 seasons, Richard, with LeBron James in Cleveland. What was it like to play with LeBron?
Well, I like to think that LeBron was playing with me the entire time. That's the way I viewed it, but it was amazing.
I should have reworded that. I'm sorry, my mistake.
Thank you. I think LeBron James was outstanding to play with just from a camaraderie standpoint, and he always wanted to make the right pass, which, you know, for pundits, they complain about it, but for a teammate, you love it. You love playing with a guy that tries to play the right way night in and night out.
His understanding of the game must be off the charts, correct?
It is so ridiculous the way that he just sees the game before it's happening. He is easily one of the smartest players that I have ever been around. Yeah, he was able to sneak it to the rim. Had enough room to get just like an easy layup.
Clippers leading by 5. Outside, George. Pass to Leonard. Left side, Jackson fires the 3. They get it again. Goes up again. And it's Zubac laying it in. Zubac has got his first basket.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks very much. Now, for 22 straight years, San Antonio made the playoffs, but they haven't made the last 3 postseasons, and former Spur Robert Horry worries if they'll ever be relevant again, saying, "I hate to say that. San Antonio is a small market. Guys just aren't going to go there." And that's a dire prediction for such a storied and successful franchise, Kevin.
Wow, no kidding, David. All right, thank you. And the rejection by Zubac. Johnson against Leonard. Rebound by Jang. Jang's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Outside, Jones. Pass to Pirtle. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Here's Leonard. Rebounded by the Spurs. Jang's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Leonard against Jones. And here's Jang. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Kicks it out to Jones. Clock is at 3. Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the game come to you.
Batum with the 3. Rebound by Jang. Jang's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Johnson, and he makes that one. Johnson's got 6.
Defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
Clippers leading by 5. Outside, George. The pass to Leonard. The jump hook, and it's off the back rim, no good. San Antonio's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Jackson. No good on that one. So the Spurs will take it the other way. Richardson against George. Stolen by George. Pushing it up. Here's Jackson. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 3 assists tonight.
Oh, nice work finding the open man by George. Plays like this prove he's a team player.
Now here's Jones. 7 points in the game. A shot by Johnson, no good. And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight. First one falls for him.
And just a much better job
of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Marcus Morris is checked in for Batum. Norman Powell comes in for George. Mann subbed in for Jackson. Leonard hits them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Here's Primo. He kicks to Jang. Out to the right wing. Vassell, the pass to Collins. Empty that time from Leonard. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. On the wing, Morris. To the paint. Here's Zubats. And the dunk by Zubats.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Here's Mann. Rebound by Jang. Jang's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Here's Primo. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Now Leonard. He picked up 30 points in their last win against Houston.
He's more than chipped in on the glass as well. Just a tremendous effort last time out.
Now here's Powell. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Here's Primo. After the made shot from Norman Powell. San Antonio again missing. Clippers leading by 13. High post, Zubats. 4 on the clock. The three from Morris. Collins grabs the miss. San Antonio's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Primo, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Here's Morris after the basket by San Antonio. Powell with it. Zubats in the post. Jang defending. Offensive rebound. They shoot again. Leonard no luck. Spurs trail by 11. Here's Primo. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Primo's got 4 this quarter.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Greg, their unselfish play has really been impressive.
They're trusting one another out there, wanting to get each other involved. This is great basketball.
Here's Mann. Now, here's Zubats. Over Jang. Rebounded by McDermott.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
To the middle. Stolen by Zubats. And here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Here's Primo. 8 points for him. Passes to Vassell. And here's Jang. Zubats defending. 6 on the shot clock. Primo. The pass to Collins. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Got it in close, and unless it's an open three, that's the key to efficient offense.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Mann. Pass to Leonard. Zubac trying to break loose. Leonard with the bucket. Leonard's got 15.
What strength from Leonard there, not allowing the defense to get the best of him.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Teron Lue. Coach, what is the focus going to be in the second half?
Just play the right way. Move the ball, share the ball, get stops, and get out and run the transition.
Always leads to good results. Thanks, Teron. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They stayed within arm's reach in that opening period. 5 points, their largest deficit. They're in a terrific position now thanks to their flawless execution in the second quarter. Some excellent work offensively now has them up 11 at the break. And let us get your thoughts, big fella, on the Clippers.
They're playing with speed, pushing the ball off turnovers and long rebounds, running every chance they get. Because we all know scoring on the break is so much easier than finding open shots in the half court.
Kenny, how do you think San Antonio played?
Well, if they haven't given away so many possessions, check this out, Shaq. The score would look different, don't you think? I mean, we could talk about shot selection and defense and all that, but if you keep losing the ball, that matters most.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Well, with a double-double in hand through 2 quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
But I don't think that that's the most important thing to him. Sure, putting up big numbers doesn't hurt, but he's all about getting the win over everything else.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. We've got Jakob Poeltl. Richardson is out there with Jones. Then it's Johnson, and it's Jang in at the power forward position. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound by the Clippers. George has got 4 rebounds now tonight. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to go on Keldon Johnson.
Veteran play by Batum, taking his shooting motion right into the defense to get to the line.
He doesn't get the second one. Takes the 13-footer, and it's Jones. That time on the assist by Richardson. Jones has got his 3rd basket of the night. Here is Wall. Outside, George. All taking his time here. Back to George. From deep 3-point range. Rebounded by the Spurs. Jang's got 13 rebounds in the game. Seeding. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Poeltl, the pass to Jang. Fires top of the key.
And that's why he's one of the best 2-way wings out there. George will lock you down on D, and it takes a very special effort to get off a clean shot against him. It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
Here's Zubac following the score by Jakob Poeltl. A shot by Batum, no good. Richardson outside. Over the wall. That misses off the backboard.
He's just basically a body out there right now, nothing else. The team is struggling, and he hasn't been able to help them out at all.
A nice shot by George.
A guy with George's focus can shrug off the contact. He won't let the defender disrupt his rhythm.
Jones against Wall. Outside, Jones. He feeds it to Johnson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Greg Keldon Johnson is listed at 6'5", but he plays much bigger than that.
He has the strength to fight for rebounds with anybody. Fearless on the court and plays with an endless motor. His strength and willingness to use it makes him valuable.
First free throw is good.
And guys, Keldon Johnson has continued to perfect his craft.
A very flexible forward, scoring the ball better than he ever has. And that growing confidence you can see. He can spot up or shoot or slash his way to the rim.
The Spurs making a switch here. Roby's checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Now look, he's a versatile weapon. Johnson is someone that wants to keep improving and shouldering more responsibilities on both ends of the floor.
Now, here is George. 8 points for him. Here's Leonard. And Pirtle sends it back.
Rough start to the second half for them, only getting one of the past 4 shots to fall.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. That free throw, no good. Robert Covington's checked in for the Clippers. And he sinks the second. And the Clippers call time here.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, they need to regroup and maybe try and draw something up that can get them a clean look at the basket.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Outside Leonard. George up top. Lets it go from deep. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And they have started out this quarter shooting just 20%. Let's just say it is not the way they wanted to open the second half.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Jones against Wall. Outside Leonard launches it. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got 3 assists tonight.
And the fact that Leonard can pour it in like tonight, in addition to his defense, is really why he's one of the best two-way players we've ever seen. They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Outside, George. Wall finds Covington. Outside for George. Just 5 on the clock. And they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Johnson against Leonard. And the dunk by Pirtle.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
But it took them a little while to get there. Just goes to show, as long as you persevere, you'll figure your way out.
So it's the Clippers now, following the bucket by the Spurs. Here's Wall. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to go on Keldon Johnson.
It is great to see Wall back from those awful injuries, looking a lot stronger now.
And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Clippers. He misses the free throw.
And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line this half.
Vassell, he's checked in for the Spurs. Jackson, he's checked in for Los Angeles. And he's good on the second.
And there's a lot of nuance to Wall's game. People talk about his speed and things like that, but his instinct and skill are equally as important, if not more so.
Jones finds Vassell. To the inside, Covington with the steal. George with the ball. Now guarded by Pirtle. Jackson passes to George. Shoots over Pirtle. George, no good.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Pass to Pirtle. Richardson outside. Back to Pirtle. Comes up empty down low. Clippers leading by 4. Inside. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Good work defensively by Richardson. The Spurs have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. It's tipped. Now here is George. Covered by Vassell. Oh, Leonard in position. It's Richardson on the wing. Guarded by Jackson. Richardson the pass to Pirtle. Plays it up and banks it in. 14 points for Jakob Pirtle.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Outside, Wall. And there's the pass to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Outside, George. This one for 3. And they'll get another chance. Jackson kicks to Wall. Fires for 3. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. They now take the lead. Richardson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Wall against Jones. It's stolen by Jones. Passes it to Pirtle. The shot will not fall. Good D by Covington. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Pirtle. That is his first foul of the game. Morris is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Los Angeles has gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Jackson finds Wall. Morris outside. Wall against Jones. Wall passes to George. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
He knocked down a 3 in the first quarter, but he's still been unable to connect from deep past the break.
Richardson, no luck.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
Wall, Pirtle with the steal. Pass to Richardson. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Richardson's got his second bucket tonight. And the Clippers call time here. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Mann's checked in for the Clippers. Norman Powell comes in for John Wall. Here's Powell, and he banks in the layup. Powell's got 6.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
That was a second look at our Mobile One drive. Amazing control on display.
And a nice score that came from just attacking the rim. Huge play in this hotly contested game.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. The shot by Primo, no good.
Yeah, that's a shame because I'm not sure the defense will let him get a shot that good again very soon.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
The length and quickness of George is so difficult to guard against. That really compromises the defense, forcing them to foul.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for San Antonio. Throw good, Paul George. And George drops them both. For San Antonio, they've gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime, shooting 8 of 15. Here's McDermott. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one. The Spurs have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line. The first free throw is good. And McDermott drops them both. And here is Powell. He has 6. Outside Jackson. Morris passes to Mann. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And I look back at his numbers from the free throw line last year, 78%, so not too bad.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. Both good from the line that time. San Antonio trailing here. To the paint. Here's Collins. And finished off by Collins. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Here's Jackson after the basket by San Antonio. Pass to Mann. With the teardrop and the rejection by Collins. Here's Roby. That one misses. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Jackson has the open look. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his 4th assist in this one.
I'll tell you, one thing Jackson has never lacked: confidence. I mean, when he gets a look, Reggie always believes his next shot will be his best one.
Now, here's Vassell. He has 6. Yes, that goes in. Vassell's got the game tied up here for the Spurs.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Vassell's gone 3 for 5 from the field. Now Powell. He has 6. And the pass to Mann. Now here's Jackson. The 3. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
1:57 left here in the third quarter. McDermott with it. Back to Vassell. 5 on the clock. Kicks to McDermott. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. It's a 3-point game. Powell, the pass to Mann. Back to Powell. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Here's Mann. Rebounded by the Spurs. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. That free throw missing, and the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in. Good on the second free throw. The Clippers in the lead. Jackson passes to Mann. There's 57 seconds left to play here in the third. Richardson against Jackson. Clock at 4. Here's Mann. Sweet little floater. Mann's got 6.
Making the floater look this smooth is not as easy as it looks. It's a challenging shot.
Now, here's Richardson. 5 points in the game. Passes it to Collins. Back to Richardson. Johnson outside. And with the rebound. Los Angeles leading by 4. Outside Jackson. It's Powell on the wing. He's got 6. It's tipped, and he gets it back. The third quarter comes to a close. Los Angeles on top, leading by 4. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feet. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's an unguardable pass, flat out. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. So for the Clippers right now, Wall and Powell are the guard set. The post pairing, Batum and Zubac. And it's Morris in at the 3. Now here is Morris. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. Wall's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Spurs trail by 7. Down low, here's Poeltl. And there it is for him. 16 points for Jakob Poeltl.
There's no stopping Poeltl when he has the ball in that spot, just abusing the defense down in the paint.
And Los Angeles guys shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Pass to Powell. Back to Wall. Fires the 3. That shot off. And San Antonio shooting about 42% so far. To the middle. Here's Pirtle. Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots.
As his career has progressed, Johnson has really improved as a playmaker.
Clippers leading by 3. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Powell finds Morris. 6 on the shot clock. And Pirtle sends it back.
Wonderful anticipation from Pirtle on that one, positioning himself perfectly to send that one back.
Here's Wall. Rebound by Chang.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Now here is Pirtle. Batum grabs the miss. Wall against Jang. Step back shot. Off the left rim and out.
It hasn't been his best game, but his team is still doing just enough to be up.
And the basket by Vassell.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And so it's Wall. He brings it up for the Clippers. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Los Angeles calls timeout.
Trying to stem the tide here.
On the wrong side of a scoring run here, we might see a lineup change. I'll be pretty curious.
The Spurs making a switch here. Jones is checked in, and then for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Zubats, and George is subbed in for Norman Powell. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. With this game in the balance, he really came after his guys. He said, this is our time. Right now, be in the moment with each other. Do your job, and I promise you we'll win this game. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Here's Jones. Paul George making his last shot. Pass to Vassell. To the inside. It's stolen by Morris. And here's George for 3. Rebounded by the Spurs. Johnson's got 5 rebounds tonight. He kicks to Jones. Johnson outside. Here's Vassell. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Clippers leading by 3. The shot by George, wide open. Here's Morris. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after. And it's in there.
The chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Leonard kicks to George. Back to Leonard. On the wing, Batum. Wall wide open. And again, no good by the Clippers.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
It's stolen by Morris. Fires at the elbow. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. The Spurs have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Johnson kicks to Jones. Back to Johnson. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Turnovers weren't a story for him early on, but that's changed. And now they're definitely having trouble keeping possession and momentum.
And looking at that replay again, just a big-time block right there.
And that is a huge block. Given how close this game is, a stop like that was right on point.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Zubats is checked in. Now, here's George. He's covered closely. Looking to get it going, and it's George finishing it off.
A good ball handler with an advanced offensive repertoire. George is more than comfortable in the pick and roll.
Down low, here's Johnson. And the rejection by Zubac. Right side, George. Back to Wall. Lets it go with the three. San Antonio with the rebound. Here's Jang. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
That free throw, good from Jang. And Jang drops them both.
Some big guys struggle at the line, not him. He's put in the work to defy that assumption.
Wall passes to Batum. Back to Wall. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. And that's now 10 points for Wall.
An all-around player, one of Batum's roles is to make the defense pay when they leave someone open.
And another great look at the 2K drive. Now here's Jones inside. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut back down to just one with the basket from Pirtle. Los Angeles has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Jones against Wall. Poked loose. Zubac kicks to George. 9 feet out, and the rejection by Jang. To the middle. Here's Pirtle. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. The Clippers shooting in this fourth quarter pretty dire at 27%. And Leonard gets it to go.
And that's a nice assist from Wall. Scanning the floor, just looking to find the best shot possible.
San Antonio calls timeout. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
He's been on an absolute tear inside. They got to figure out a way to keep him out of the lane. I don't know.
And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, John Wall.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
Spurs trail by 3. Outside, Jones. Paul George with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Wall's running. Leonard a good look. And good coming off the assist by Wall. That's now 22 points for Kawhi Leonard. For San Antonio, they've gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Pirtle goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Astonishing body control by Pirtle. Just taking the hit head on and finishing through it all.
And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. This is to George. Leonard against Johnson. Leonard inside. Makes it off the glass. Leonard's got 24.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
Wall against Jones. And it's Vassell in the corner. Clock at 6. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on George. He's off on the first. He hits the second from the line.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
Wall passes to George. Back to Wall. At the elbow, it's George. Outside Leonard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. McDermott's checked in for Johnson. And the first one drops. Richardson, he's checked in for the Spurs. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Spurs trail by 6. Outside, Jones. It's Richardson on the wing. With some arc. Rebound by the Clippers. George has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Pirtle's shot is off. Clippers leading by 6. Outside Leonard. Richardson against Wall. The pass to Zubac. 5 to shoot. Shoots over Pirtle. Zubac no good.
Well, that's what you get when you go for style points with the fadeaway. And look, he paid the price.
Vassell with it. Leonard's there. Jones up top. Wall with a block. They retain possession. Peck and still knocked it down. Nice composure.
And Pirtle is a massive guy, someone that uses his height exceptionally well to get high-quality looks at the bucket.
Now here's Leonard. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. George against Richardson. Passes it to Batum. Jacks up a 3. Here's Zubac, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Stayed with it, and his effort is rewarded with the second chance bucket.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And, Kevin, they've been committing a lot of turnovers here. Taking care of the basketball is the #1 priority right now in that huddle. They've got to tighten it up.
And so it's San Antonio with it. Here's Jones to the paint. Richardson kicks to Vassell. Richardson outside. Those 3-pointers off the mark. Clippers leading by 5. Here's Wall. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
The competitive firewall plays with is admirable. Fantastic at just figuring out ways to attract contact.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Spurs trail by 6. Richardson the pass to Vassell. Back to Richardson. Pass to Vassell. Wall grabs the board. Wall's got his 4th rebound in this one. And here's George for 3. That shot, no good. And the Spurs going the other way now. Here's Vassell. Here's Pirtle. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Leonard's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Los Angeles leading by 6. And Wall kicks to Leonard. We've got 1:23 left in the fourth quarter of this one. To the inside. And Nicholas Batum, the bucket on the assist by Leonard. Leonard's got 6 assists now in the game. For the Spurs, this one's not looking good. Richardson outside. Here's Pirtle. It's hauled in by Zubac. And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. Pass to Zubac. Jones against Wall. Rebound by Chang. San Antonio's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And the basket by Vassell.
These are exactly the kind of shots they want to generate each and every time down the floor.
46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside Leonard. Back to George. And so they foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he is unable to get the second one.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, they fought as hard as they could. Just wasn't in the cards tonight.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Poeltl. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 9-point ball game here.
And that's curtains for him. Some really good work at the charity stripe to close this one out.
Jackson looking it over. Here's Coffey. So the Clippers with the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Kawhi, how satisfied are you with your team's performance tonight in this win?
We did a great job tonight. You know, we got to come in every game with the defensive hat on first, and we did that tonight. We made shots, and we ended up winning the game.
You took it to them when it mattered, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. See you next time.